Some inventions are too bold for their own time. Some cars were never meant to rule the highways, they were built to chase a dream. Each one came from a spark of madness, a dash of genius, and the belief that the future could be bent into metal. These are the strange, wonderful machines that tried to change the world, and failed gloriously. Let's take a ride through the weirdest cars ever made, starting with one that could fold itself in half. 1. 1951 Rihanna, the folding car too weird to survive. There was once a car that could fold itself. Built by French engineer Robert Hanoia, the Rihanna was so small it could roll right through a front door. Its front wheels tucked inward like a bird folding its wings, shrinking to half its width for parking. It was clever, light, and a little ridiculous, the perfect symbol of post-war optimism. But the world wanted speed, not charm. On open roads, it wobbled like a shopping cart. Only a few were ever made, but the idea, a car designed for crowded cities, would echo decades later. The Rihanna faded quietly, but its dream of mobility never died. And if you think a folding car was strange, wait until you see the next one, shaped like an egg. 2. 1942 Oeuf électrique, the electric egg. In wartime Paris, when gasoline was a luxury, Paul Arzens decided to build hope on wheels. He called it the Oeuf électrique, the electric egg. It looked like something from a fairy tale, smooth, round, and wrapped in glass. Powered by batteries, it hummed through the empty streets when silence ruled the world. It wasn't fast, it wasn't tough, but it was peaceful. A car that dreamed of clean air long before anyone cared about pollution. When the war ended and engines roared back to life, the egg was forgotten. But its whisper of the future never really faded. Because next came a car that didn't whisper. It screamed across the stage like a jet. 3. 1955 Chrysler Streamline X Gilda, the Jet Queen. She didn't look built for roads, she looked ready for takeoff. They called her Gilda, after a movie star, and she had the curves to match. Designed by Italian master Giovanni Savinizzi, this Chrysler concept car captured the jet age fantasy, all fins, chrome, and motion. Every inch of her screamed speed, even while standing still. But Gilda was art, not engineering. She dazzled crowds, but no one could afford a car that looked like a spaceship. The dream of aerodynamic glamour never caught on, at least not yet. Still, Gilda's spirit would live on in the next wild idea, one that promised to change everything with just 3 wheels. 4. 1947 Davis Divan, the 3-wheeled promise. In post-war America, Glenn Davis had a dream, to build a car for everyone. 3 wheels, 3 seats, and a look that turned heads. He called it the Davis Divan, and it was supposed to be the car of the future, cheap, efficient, unstoppable. But behind the glossy ads was chaos. Factories never finished cars. Workers went unpaid. The dream collapsed into lawsuits and scandal. Still, the Divan's teardrop design was decades ahead of its time, part car, part airplane. It showed that American ambition could run on pure imagination. And while Davis's dream went up in smoke, the next car tried to save lives, and failed for being too safe. 5. 1957 Aurora safety car, the world's safest eyesore. He wasn't an engineer. He was a priest. Father Alfred Juliano believed God wanted cars to protect their passengers. So he built the Aurora safety car, complete with seatbelts, roll bars, and a padded dashboard. It was brilliant and hideous. With a bulging front end and bubble windows, it looked like a melting submarine. No one wanted to drive it, but Giuliano's ideas became the foundation of modern safety. The Aurora may have failed, but its vision saved countless lives decades later. And after all that seriousness, the world was ready to laugh again at the tiniest car ever built. 6. 1963 Peel P50, the world's smallest car. Meet the Peel P50, a British invention the size of a shopping cart. One door, one headlight, and no reverse gear. It could fit in an elevator or be carried home like a suitcase. It was slow, loud, and completely adorable. Designed for one adult and no dignity, the P50 became a cult classic. It made people smile, which was all it ever wanted to do. It wasn't practical, but it was unforgettable, a reminder that joy has horsepower too. And while the Peel was tiny and funny, the next car looked like it came straight from outer space. 7. 1970 Ferrari 512S Modulo, the UFO on wheels. The Ferrari Modulo wasn't built to drive. It was built to shock. Flat, sharp, and impossibly low, it looked like it had landed from another planet. The roof didn't open. It slid forward like a fighter jet canopy. With a V12 engine hidden under its razor-thin body, it was a vision of the 21st century, created in 1970. It was futuristic, fearless, and utterly useless for grocery shopping. The Modulo never hit production, but it became a symbol of design without limits. And while Ferrari aimed for the stars, the next car took a very different path, straight into the water. 8. 1960 Amphicar 770, the car that could swim. Imagine driving into a lake and not sinking. The Amphicar 770 could cruise the highway at 70 miles per hour, then float off into the water like a boat. For a moment, it felt like magic, pure freedom. But reality caught up fast. Engines rusted, seals leaked, and mechanics refused to touch them. Still, those who owned one said nothing compared to that first splash. The Amphicar never conquered the roads, but it conquered hearts. And while it floated into history, Detroit was busy dreaming of a car that could fly. 9. 1959 Cadillac Cyclone, the jet age fantasy. The Cadillac Cyclone looked like the future with tail fins. It had radar sensors, automatic doors, and a bubble canopy, the very definition of 1950s optimism. Built by Harley Earl, it imagined a world where highways would look like runways. It was bold, brash, and beautifully unnecessary. But when the jet age dream faded, so did cars like the Cyclone. Still, it reminded America that driving was supposed to feel like flying. And when that dream came crashing down, the next car rolled in, lopsided, clumsy, and impossible not to love. 10. 1973 Reliant Robin, the wobbly legend. 3 wheels. 1 brave driver. Endless laughter. The Reliant Robin became famous for tipping over at the slightest turn, but people adored it anyway. It was cheap, quirky, and unapologetically British. For decades, it was the butt of every joke, but also the symbol of working-class creativity. It proved that even when things go sideways, literally, you can still keep rolling. The Robin may have failed as a car, but it succeeded as a piece of pure joy. From folding cars to floating dreams, each of these creations dared to break the mold. They remind us that failure isn't the opposite of progress, it's part of it. Speech balloon, which of these weird wonders would you take for a spin? Tell me in the comments, and buckle up, because nostalgia's got no brakes.